Kyle, Executive Senior Counsel at the American Center for Law and Justice, joins us live to talk about this case. Cece, thank you for your time. I know you've been heavily involved in this case, and the more I read about it, the more frustrating it is about witnesses and quote-unquote evidence that are being introduced. The last thing I read is that the defense may not be allowed to put on witnesses of its own. What is happening over there?
Yeah, it's totally a sham trial. Pastor Brunson is not receiving any justice at all. But the second day of trial was Monday, and at the end of 11 hours, Mr. Halivert, who you just heard speak, who's the Turkish attorney, turned in a list of witnesses, and the court informed him that if any of the witnesses were suspects, they would not be allowed to testify. And of course, that's all of Pastor Brunson's witnesses are suspects, and they're the ones that have the knowledge to refute the allegations against him.
Now, they say that this is strictly a legal issue in a trial. They say that he has been any number of things, a terrorist, involved in a coup attempt, you know, trying to set up a separate Kurdish state, saying things about Islam. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. But President Erdogan himself there in Turkey has said, quote, give a pastor, take a pastor. And that appears to be a reference to the cleric who is now here in the U.S. They accuse that cleric of also being involved with an attempted coup within the last couple of years. So it sounds like he is being used for politics at this point. Is there any other way to read this case?
Absolutely. From the beginning, on October 7th, 2016, when Pastor Brunson was arrested, we knew that there was probably some political plan on this. And President Erdogan has now twice publicly demanded a swap of Fethullah Gulen, who is the cleric in Pennsylvania, for Pastor Brunson. So Pastor Brunson has been being used as a bargaining chip and a political pawn. He's an innocent United States American citizen who is being held hostage in Turkey.
Well, not long ago, we had two senators here on our show working on this case as well, Democrat Jeanne Shaheen and Republican James Lankford, who are both working on this and trying to put together a sanctions package. This is what Senator Shaheen had to say when she was with us.
Pastor Brunson is being held hostage, and I think it goes right all the way to the top to Erdogan, President Erdogan. He's the one responsible, and these are totally made-up charges. They don't even connect Pastor Brunson with his church. They've called him a Mormon and don't seem to know who he represents. This is someone who's been in Turkey for 23 years, who at his trial, when he was asked about the charges, said, I love Turkey. I would never do anything against the Turkish people. So this is not fair.
All right, so we've had an ambassador there on the ground, other lawmakers. We've had the president and vice president now publicly weigh in on this. Turkey is a NATO ally. How do we get this guy home?
Yeah, we have to up the pressure, absolutely. I mean, we've seen that we, held the line with North Korea, and amazingly, North Korea has returned 3 prisoners. And now we have to do the same. Even though Turkey is a NATO ally, they are not responding to specific demands from the president himself. So I think we have to do sanctions. We have to hold the line, and we have to let Turkey know that if they are going to act like an enemy by continuing to hold Pastor Brunson, that we will have to start treating them like one.
Well, I know that this came as a blow to his family and friends and loved ones, finding out that they were shutting this thing down again. He's been held for a long time and now waiting till July 18th. In the meantime, the president has had good success, this president, with getting people home from dangerous areas where they were being held against their will. We know he's continuing to intervene in this case, as you are as well. Cece Kyle, please keep us updated.
Thank you so much, Shannon, for covering this really important case.
We will continue. Thank you very much.